We? Good evening everybody, Malakith here. Now unfortunately the Kerbal space program didn't happen yesterday because I was having no ends of issues with multiple things. I had problems with my Mountain Blade recording, which means that Napoleonic Wars episode won't be out, and it also meant that I couldn't stream. So to make up for that, we're going to be doing it today instead. So let's carry on. Let's load up. So the last episode, let's just do a quick recap from the space station. We put up, I think it was 2 modules. Let's see, where are they? Around here. Oh, lovely Steam spamming away there in the corner. Whoever clicked that button's going to get yelled at. Never mind. So, you can see the 2 stages we put up here. The first was the sort of solar panel habitat stage. These are habitat bays so that the people can sit in them. And the second was this fuel tank with the sort of propulsion stage so that we can pull this around. The previous test was pushing. Now, one of the big problems we came up with, we can see here on the rear here. So we did dock something on the back here to get it up. It had like a launcher section on the back. It seems the game does not handle multiple docking ports nicely. As you go to detach 2 of them, it just breaks and they snap off and disappear. So the same obviously happened in the middle here. So we're currently running on 1 docking port. Now I have no idea what the structural strength of that is going to be like. So we may find getting all the other bits up here is a complete waste of time. So I am just going to do a quick test. To check that it doesn't try thrusting at an angle and then ending up snapping off sort of thing. Before we go through all the effort of getting the other stages up here. So let's turn on the RCS, that means we can get better control. Okay, so we're just expanding the orbit a little bit. Nothing major. It looks like it might hold together. It may get a little wobbly at points, but for the most part that seemed to be fairly strong. So we will risk it. These 2 don't seem convinced, but never mind. They're not in charge. It's all good. So we want to get the next stage up. Now we have the choice of the weird lander stages or a fuel tank. I haven't really thought about what I want on the lander stages yet, so we'll do the easy one of the fuel tank. Just to get going. What's it going to be? We were calling it Leviathan, weren't we? That was it. Let's load up Leviathan. Now, drop this down. Right, so we can get rid of that stage. And we can go down to a single docking port, as we know that's what we actually want. And let's put one on the other side, flipped over. Now, ideally, we just do that with more than 1. I'm not convinced we could actually get away with more than 1 due to weight, because these things are pretty heavy. I mean, they've got a mass of 36. Plus, the higher we go, hello, the more sway we're going to have. I think we'll just stick with one. Okay, so we want the adapter, which is going to be there. Whoops, I missed completely. Oh, it's stuck on the inside? Right. I managed to glue it inside the fuel tank. That's clever. And then we'll go for a singular. Oh no, wait. It had a triple port, didn't it? Now, do we go for a triple port just to line it up even though two of them won't dock? Or do we go for a singular? This is the question. To keep everything centralised and in alignment, I think I'll go for... We still need that adapter plate. I will go for the triple on this one. If we attach anything else on the back, it'll obviously be singular. That's not what I wanted. So there we go. Right, now structural strength. That didn't work as usual. Okay, they're done in pairs. Let's do some from the bottom as well, just to be sure. And that's the one we missed. There. Now I'm sure we've done this before. I'm sure I've done this design structure before. Ooh, hang on. I'm missing a bit. That's not going to work. This doesn't have the what's it called? The bit for actually getting it to the station. We're going to have to revise this completely. Where's the other one? You'll see what I mean when I load this. We need this bit with the 4 engines on. Nope, that's not what I wanted. On docking ports. I thought it didn't look quite right because I've definitely done this design before. And then the triple bit, where's it gone? There we go, now. Strengthening. Need more space tape, why not? Okay, let's give this a try. Oh, no, lift it up on the pad first. Right. Let the explosions begin. And today we have John Well Kerman and Macely Kerman braving the death trap that is my rocket design with extra fuel. because, you know, it wasn't dangerous enough. Okay, I think everything's ready. We got that to there. Yep, looks good. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift off. Oh, Macely. No, Macely is unhappy. And John Will. No, he's not convinced either now. They're not quite in full open scream. It's a sort of look of sheer amazement that they haven't blown up yet. Oh no, here we go. He's now gone into full scream. Let's have a look from inside. Oh yes, support strut. This might be a nice view to see those drop away, actually. We'll wait till I have to jettison them, and then we'll swap back to the other view, but for now, we can see them fall away from in here. So up we go. About to jettison the outer tanks. Not too early, or they go off like missiles and blow up the rest of the ship, as we have seen previously. Away they go! Okay, it's looking fairly stable so far. It's looking very orange, but it's looking fairly stable. Oh, we've got a mild overheating problem. No, we managed to overcome that by slowly turning the engines down. And away they go. Right, let's start rolling this over, shall we? Now, having a look at the map view, you can see the altitude is currently climbing up. It's looking a little wobbly. We've got another overheat coming up. Just waiting for that to get a bit higher. I'm going to correct my course slightly. Oh, no, there we go. The random explosion when I switch to map view, because the calculations it works out bug up every time. So we will try this again. And the problem is the gimbals on these big engines. When you have the SAS on, they cause it to wobble, but without them you don't get enough control over the ship, so it's kind of a catch-22 situation for control. Okay, so take 2, 3, 2, 1. Someone asked what happened to the guys I sent to the other planet. They will still be there, probably just standing there waving because, well, there's nothing else for them to do. So up we go. John Well still looking amazed and Mace Lee still screaming his head off like an 8-year-old. Yep, as Loudrin says, the ones on Eve are wondering how to get back in and can currently see their food supply but can't quite get to it. And the ones on Duna are getting used to living upside down because their house is sort of rolling around. There we go. Bit of an overheating problem again. And the next set of tanks are away. Okay, so if we turn SAS off every so often, we don't get quite so much wobble because it's the SAS causing it. Nope, it's done it again. Stupid SAS. See, I can't even do anything with that stage because it stays attached and doesn't bother to break off properly. If this fuel tank would run out, we may actually be able to salvage this, but we have to wait for that thing to run out before I can even start to try and correct this thing. Besides, I'm not sure the extra weight would particularly help. No, I think we can pass the point of no return now. Aha! Ah, my RCS is broken as well, despite being on this part of the ship. No, you can't shut down broken parts, unfortunately. Once they're broken, they're broken. Nope, we're falling back to the planet. And I just about regain control after the point where it's too late to do anything. Lovely. Let's at least arrest the speed a little bit as much as possible. You know what? Let's tilt. Can I decouple? Go. Bugger off. Go on, go on, go on. Deploying chutes. So we should see the engines fire off like missiles as usual. I've got a change I want to try. See if I can improve my rocket a little bit. There we go. Why are you both grinning like lunatics? Okay, let's see if they survive the splashdown. Just. Cool, right, well you can stay there. Right, now when I was constructing this lifter originally, someone told me to put advanced SAS under these cones in the middle. I'm not convinced that's such a good idea. So I'm going to try without them. And see if this fixes my wobble problem. Or whether it just makes it worse. It could easily do both, because they may well have been correct. Oh, fine. But we shall see. And 3, 2, 1, go! So how are you guys liking the new Twitch they just deployed? Is it Twitch Turbo or something random like that? I haven't really looked at what features it puts in. I just saw the email just before I was about to start and was like, okay, they're up to something. Cyvos foresees minimal difference, and LaForge Peter says he's not even seen it. So clearly it's obviously a massive change of zero proportions. Although Archinalon says he loves it, so I'm confused now. I think Archinalon may be confusing this turbo with the new layout, they're two separate things. Okay, about to jettison the outer fuel tanks. Natter, I may have 1k followers, but I do only get 40 viewers because of my time zone, unfortunately. The vast majority of both my YouTube viewers and Twitch viewers are American, and I obviously don't stream at American times, so yes. Why are these two insanely happy? This is worrying me. Previously they were grumpy little bastards, and now, That appears to be wobbling slightly more than before. Okay, let's break it by leaning over sideways. People are saying there's a reward for being British. I will admit, for some reason Americans are obsessed with British accents. I never understand it really. And that probably has got me quite a few viewers on YouTube, but it doesn't really help when the only times I can stream are the middle of their working day. So, yeah, just being British in America now, that would be the best of both worlds. Which is, I guess, why Total Biscuit has moved there, among other reasons. Obviously the TGS studio being there is one of the large ones. Okay, we're about to get rid of these two outer tanks. Now we just have the large pencil of death part. Come on, line up on the lines, you stupid ship. There we go. As you can see, it's nothing to do with the gimbals on the outer tanks causing wobble. The whole thing just wobbles generically. Because, you know, apparently there is no such thing as solid construction in Kerbal land. Okay, I'm moving up the ball there into the blue area to try and stop me overshooting the apoapsis. Rangan asked, do I think I'll ever make enough money to live off of YouTube? Not even remotely close in my current earnings, especially not compared to what I can earn doing the job I'm training to do. Plus, even if I did get to that level, I think I would still continue to try and do the job I'm trying to do, because YouTube can disappear in an instant. I mean, you had the .com bubble and all that sort of stuff, you know. It can just come to an end if something better comes along. And if something better comes along that doesn't fit with what I'm doing and I can't transfer to it, I would be screwed. So I would much rather go for the job security of engineering, which is nearly always going to be there in some form or another, than risk it on YouTube. At the moment I'm at university, Nathan. I worked for about 5 or 6 years and was told I couldn't be promoted any further and couldn't progress any further because I didn't have a degree, and they weren't willing to help me get one. So I left, handed in my resignation, and I'm currently going to get that degree so I can go back and go, well, alright, I've got the degree now, give me the job. Because I was doing it anyway, effectively, or at least in most parts. Yeah, obviously I couldn't do the whole job, otherwise what would be the point in getting a degree to start with, but for the majority I was quite capable. What job am I planning to do? Electronics engineer. My previous company did cancer treatment with radiotherapy, so the big linear accelerators. And I thoroughly enjoyed it there. In fact, the people I worked with in the department I was in were more than happy to accommodate further training for me. It was the human resources director who, as usual, thought he knew best about everything and that everyone was replaceable with anyone they could find randomly off the street and didn't need training for years and years on a highly specialist machine. But, you know, whatever. His loss. No, electronics engineering doesn't mean computers and TVs and all that jazz. It's anything with the circuit board. So inside your phone there is a circuit board. It's not the programming of the phone itself. It's not like Android programming or, you know, your Windows applications programming. It's not that level of programming. It's the chips that the thing runs on, programming those and doing all the circuits around them. People are asking some rather in-depth questions. Where were you when I was doing the live stream question and answer session and we were getting stupid questions like, what's your favourite colour? Right. Where's the thing I'm trying to dock with? Must be that one. Let me just check. Yeah, that's the station. Have I not updated? No, I have not, to be perfectly honest. I didn't see any real advantage to it. They screwed some of the bits. The RCS I mean, I wasn't using RCS to abuse by having mini probes that could fly for miles, so I didn't see why I should do a thing that's massively penalised on RCS when I want to build a gigantic space station, to be perfectly honest. Right, we are going around this way, so once we get to the node here, we need to adjust the orbit to match. There we go, that does that one. While we're there, we may as well expand it out a little bit so we start getting some of these intersect nodes popping up. Now, where's that little blue marker on this thing? Aha, to the left there. So we're just adjusting the orbit to match the thing we're trying to dock with. Okay, so now we just need to wait till we get round to the actual movement node. So it's 7 minutes away, so we'll accelerate time a little bit. Don't want to have to wait 7 minutes. Oh, what happened there? Ah, altitude's too low for the speed I was going. Round we come. Okay, 30 seconds. Wait till it gets to about 10 and then I'll turn on the engines. There we go. So then the bar comes. Once this gets to the bottom, we turn them off again. And done. Okay, so now round at the apoapsis. Oh, what's going on there? So if we do a rather large boost, we can get them to meet up. Fairly closely as well. I've got plenty of fuel. This thing has loads of spare. Going slightly off topic for a moment. I'm not sure how he wants his name pronounced. Splout? Maybe. It's kind of like Splat, but with a U in the middle. Has asked about the new Crusader Kings 2 DLC, which is the Old Gods. Well, it was kind of obvious they were going to add pagans eventually. As soon as they added the Islamic faction, you know, everyone kind of called that one. I do like the way they're adding more time to the game. I mean, anyone who's seen my Irish campaign will have noticed that at the end it just goes, done. Game over, that's it. It's like, okay. So adding more time to the game's good. It is putting me off doing a playthrough of it though, because, I mean, the standard game took me a year. And a lot of that time in the early episodes have spent just accelerating time because I didn't know what I was doing. I used that whole playthrough to learn how to play the game. I think now I could probably get a lot further a lot quicker, which would mean I'd be playing at a lot slower times. So, you know, I'd expect more than a year for a standard game playthrough duration. And then they go and add another sort of 50% in terms of years on the front for the old gods. That would be one monstrous playthrough that would be a massive commitment for me to try and do. And I just can't really bring myself to do it when there's games like Rome 2 coming out and various other things that I want to play. March of the Eagles is coming out. You'll see that. When is that? What's the date? Sorry, just looking through my... There we go. It's the 4th at the moment, so that's in 14 days, 2 weeks. You will see a co-op playthrough of that with Diplex. So anyone who knows Diplex Heated, you can look out for that in the future. March of the Eagles is basically Crusader Kings with all the building stuff behind it sort of stripped down and more added to the combat side. It's on a lot shorter time period because it's only during Napoleon's reign, which wasn't particularly long. So all of the technological side of it's pretty much gone, apart from the ideas thing they've got going, just because technology didn't advance massively during that time period. It's not like Crusader Kings, we had a few hundred years. You know, it's like 5 or something. So, as much as I would love to do the Crusader Kings expansion and another massive playthrough, I just don't think I would fit it in. That I may change my mind when it gets to summer. When it gets to summer and I don't have any university work to do, because at the moment it's my final year project. I say final year, I'm doing a master's afterwards, so it's not technically my final year. But it's what most people would consider their final year. That's taking up a lot of my time, and it's what's the main cause of all of the missed stuff in my schedule. So once that's not there and I've got the entire summer to do what I want again, you may see me start doing a Crusader Kings playthrough. Whether I will continue it to its completion will depend. It may get sacrificed. Sacrificed to the old gods. No. Bad pun, I know, sorry. But never mind. And I keep getting little pop-ups saying someone's posting on my episode 1 of Sniper Elite V2, and it's the same guy, and he's posted 5 times now. So I can't wait to go see what gems of intelligence he's leaving me. In fact, let's have a quick preview on my phone while we wait. We're whizzing around towards this jump point, which I need to line myself up with better. Okay, what? Wow. Okay, anyone who wants to laugh at somebody basically repeating the same sentence but with different outcomes every time, as he's obviously commenting as he watches the video, go check the first episode of the Sniper Elite series. You should be able to find the playlist link on my channel. This is the level of stupidity I deal with on a daily basis, unfortunately. It's one of the big downsides to YouTube, I will admit, is my faith in the humanity's general intelligence level basically dropped like a lead balloon. I don't even mean like not even like scientist and engineering level of intelligence. I mean basic intelligence. Like, you've obviously typed in something with Napoleon in the title and Napoleonic Wars has come up as the search result. The video title has the game name, the description has the game name, and your only comment is, "What am this game?" It's just, where's the nearest wall for me to headbutt, please? I want to lower my intelligence to his level in the most painful fashion I can find. I just noticed my apoapsis has moved. The other good source of intelligent remarks each week is always the applications for the 77Y Regiment. Difficult questions like what is your time zone? And the amount of people, it hits around 50% that just type in whatever the current time on the clock is wherever they're sitting. It's like, no, that doesn't tell me your time zone, that just tells me the time you filled in the application. No, never mind. And what is your nationality? Europe. What is your nationality? Texas? Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff. I should start a book. In fact, I should start doing a weekly roundup of stupid comments. Ironic thing is, you'd probably end up with stupid comments on the stupid comment video. Splatter's just sent me a continuance question from the Crusader Kings 2 thing, which I will look at in a moment. I'm just coming up on this point, so I don't really want to potentially miss it. So just give me a moment. Yep, you can post a link, Redding. I don't mind people posting links as long as they don't spam them. Okay, was the thing lying to me? I thought these points were meant to intersect. Ah, it'll be this one and the pink one. Okay, come on, come on. I'm going to have to do a massive amount of braking when I come to the other end, but... .1 kilometre, that'll do nicely. That's precision for you. Ah, 0.2. Meh, close enough. Okay, he said it's a shame that I won't do a playthrough, but could I do a first impression? The problem I have with the first impression of a game like Crusader Kings is that it is so deep. I mean, if you take my actual Crusader Kings playthrough, it took me, what, 30 episodes to work out a whole load of stuff, and then I was still learning more even in the final episodes. And then they keep changing the bloody thing. It's like, oh yep, I've just learned it. Oh wait, here's the retinue system. The what? Oh okay, I guess I'll just relearn everything that I've known for the past 8 months then. Nathan says, did an engineer just say, close enough? In electronics, there's a thing called tolerance. You get a resistor, it'll be 100 ohms. Plus minus 5%. You know, it's not actually 100 ohms. There's always tolerance. Even in mechanical, you get tolerances in mechanical as well. Nearly all mechanical drawings should have tolerances on. If they're not, they're a bad drawing. You never get things precise unless you pay a lot of money. Chad says, yep, that's true. He can tolerate me for 2 hours plus minus 10 minutes. It's a bad thing to get me started on tolerances and stuff, because as well as electronics is my main focus, but as a part of the company I worked for, I went through an apprenticeship scheme and they train you in whatever they want you to do. And part of what they wanted me to do was drawings. So, you know, you'd think by hand on like a big sketchboard, you know, technical drawings like you get from, where can I think of that would actually be a good example? Just anything that's got all the dimensions and how everything goes together. I guess IKEA is a really bad example because those are done by artists, not by engineers. They don't have all the dimensions on. But that kind of drawing. So I was trained to do that, and that is mostly a mechanical thing. And I can sit there and talk about that kind of stuff for ages just because I spent so long doing it. Yeah, computer-aided design, as Chad says, but even that's not quite what I was doing. Computer-aided design now is all 3D models. You build it in a 3D model, and then you push a button and it draws it for you, but it doesn't actually quite draw it for you. You have to go through and put on all the little finishing details, because obviously when you're doing a 3D model, it's all exact. It is exactly 10 millimeters, it is exactly 12 millimeters the other way. But you then have to decide how that's going to be made, which the CAD package can't decide, which then decides how accurate it can be made, so then you have to put the tolerances on, which is where all the engineering parts of it come in. CAD is perfect. Everything goes together perfectly in CAD. Real life, not so much. Right, sorry. We will accelerate round and I will stop talking engineering before I bore the hell out of everyone who is here to play computer games. Or watch computer games, at least. Although I guess, of all my games, the physics engine simulator is probably the closest one for me to be talking about it in. Okay, so currently it's still flagging the orbit, but the thing we're targeting, we can see down there in yellow, is 68 kilometers away. So at some point this should flick over. I think it's once it's within 50 kilometers maybe. And then we're going to have to kill our relative velocity to it, and that will take a lot of doing. So that fuel tank looks like it's empty, but that's because it's all shoved down to these ones. So we can always pump it back in again later. There we go, target. Relative speed to target. So now we want to spin this ship round. Oh, wrong way. So that we can cancel out the relative speed to target. But we are going particularly fast. 300 meters a second. No, that was the wrong one. I want the other way. That can't be right. Oh no, the cross is just hiding in the white markings. That is the right one. Pay attention to the 3D image and not the stupid nav ball when it's being dumb and hiding symbols for you. Either that or I need my eyes checked. Entirely possible. Chad says he's had nearly a decade of this talk lies. I most definitely was not talking engineering when I first met you for the good first 5 years. Speaking of which, Chad, can you do me a favour and see if War Thunder has an NDA on it still? Okay, let's start killing off the difference. I don't think I've started this early enough. We may go shooting past. Ethzor wants to see my webcam of me in next to the Kerbals again. Not today. Maybe again in the future. I have done it before, but Chad has to go to sleep tonight, and you know, don't want to give him nightmares. I'm sure he'll come out with a comment like that of some sort, so I might as well make it for him. Whee! By satellite. We overshot. Okay, let's aim for it and go hurtling back towards it again. Preferably not at quite such a speed. We will get to space with the Kerbals, plus minus a village of Kerbals. Aha, Chad says, as of the 1st of November, the NDA is considered lifted. Which means you guys are in for a special treat later, because once I finish this, I will be playing War Thunder, which, for anyone who isn't aware, is a combat flight simulator set in World War II, and very much like the game me and Chad first played, oh, when would that have been, 10 years ago? Which was the first game I ever played on the internet. Got to get the nostalgia going. Greetings, Duke of Wellington. Suitably British name there. Irony is it normally means you're not, but you may well be in this case. Ah, and he's Swedish. There we go. Someone just heard War Thunder. Their War Thunder senses tingling. Okay, it's getting closer. What's my orbit look like? Oh yeah, they're pretty much the same. Looks like we are going to have to change slightly to get down to that. Okay, now then. We need to point down at it. There's the little pink symbol, that means we're going straight for it. Okay, let's speed this up a little bit. Okay. Just pointing there to kill off my relative momentum. Cool, cheers, Stout. NDA removed. That's what we wanted to hit. Okay, we're coming in for approach. I need to slow this down. Oh no. That's not funny. We've been orbiting a docking port that fell off the previous ship. Alright. Everyone have a good laugh in chat now. Look, I click here and it... I'm clicking on the ship and it keeps setting the other thing. Kerbal, you suck clicking. Right. I'm getting rid of that stupid thing. Leviathan habitat no. No. You. Terminate. Terminate. Right then, let's try this again, shall we? You? No, oh, come on. No, I didn't want to double click and jump to that ship. Kerbal! Damn you! Haha! Okay, so if I go like... No. What if I do that way? No. Maybe. Oh. Yes! Okay. Let's find the stupid blue thing. Plenty of monopropellant left, that's good. Monopropellant is for the RCS thrusters, for anyone who's unaware. Right. We will try and dock with the actual station this time, not a random floating docking port. Although it would have been rather amusing to dock the rear of my ship with it just because I could have done when I was there, but no, that's wasting time. Okay, how close did we get? 0.3. Acceptable. Jacob, lots of people ask me, have I ever thought of doing... The answer is always, I do not have infinite amounts of time. I cannot do everything. Oh, crap. That's going to drag me into the atmosphere. And then I'm buggered. Stupid. Right, there's not much else I can do now. We just have to deal with it. Right, never mind. Let's turn off that. If we get close enough, I might be able to catch up to it. We will see. For those wondering about various series that have or haven't restarted yet, watch the channel Thursday and Friday, is all I'm going to tell you. Right, let's raise this orbit up a bit more to sensible places. Okay, now when we're around here, what happens if we pull this in? They don't quite catch each other. Okay, let's do one of my high-speed fly around at the moment and see if these move close together or further apart. Oops. Because we're going on a different orbit to the station, so we should either catch up or fall behind. I believe we'll fall behind, which probably means we need to wait for it to go round. But I'm fed up of playing with orbits. I'm just going to do the patience game. Yeah, so the pink ones are moving further apart. They should then come back together again on the other side. So for anyone who missed the announcement earlier, there will not be a Napoleonic Wars video up tomorrow, and the reason for that is the recording software decided it didn't want to record the in-game sounds, it wanted to record the microphone, just like the other bit of recording software whose job it is to record the microphone was doing. So yeah, I had, when I went to edit it, I put the two soundtracks in, I go to line them up and go, hang on a minute, those look rather identical. What's going on here then? Run the recorded video that's meant to have the in-game sound, all I hear is my voice. It's like, that's not meant to happen. Jacob, see my earlier answer about time. Then multiply that by 2 of having to find 2 people who have the time to both play at the same time. And you will see why collaborative efforts in long-term games are difficult. I will also refer you to wait until Thursday and Friday and wait and see. No, I don't use hardware like AverMedia. Chadman uses AverMedia capture cards. He has 2 PCs. I don't have a second PC, so I was kind of stuck with the one PC method, which means I have to do the software route. Which, it means you only need one PC, which is the plus. The downside is it completely destroys your CPU. Not like physically destroys it, as you're running at like 80-90% of capacity a lot of the time. Live streaming is another one. Ideally, I would have the actual live stream software on a second PC so its CPU could be 100% dedicated to live streaming. Instead, I have to do it on the same PC I'm playing on, which is why when I'm recording in Napoleonic Wars, it's very difficult to melee combat. Melee combat's all about, you know, tiny little bits of timing and having a frame rate that jumps up and down because the CPU's just magically maxed out for a moment. It's not ideal. Which is why people going, oh, you're bad at melee, irritates me a little bit, because if they actually came and found me in a server when I wasn't recording, it would be very different. That and the servers we're playing on have, you know, a ridiculous amount of lag going on. "13 kilometers separation." It's making it worse. Maybe that's not the best place to... Maybe over there is better. Or not. .4, that's much better. Blurillium is talking about the Ava Media Gamer Pro Live or something. It has its own built-in processor, so that it can process all of the captured stuff, you know, as it's doing it, thus taking the strain off of the CPU. That is fine for standard recordings. It cannot cope with the live stream particularly well. You will suffer massively. The quality of the live stream, it's just too much for it to deal with. It's not a good enough CPU on that capture card for it to deal with all of the live stream stuff of its own accord. Is pretty much what all the reviews say of it. If you go and look and say, you know, Gamer Pro card plus live stream, basically all of them are just like, no, just don't. Not worth it. It's fine for capturing for uploading to YouTube later, but for capturing to live stream, it's just not man enough. You need an i7 and a silly amount of bandwidth to live stream, really. I mean, you're looking at least 4 meg upload and an i7 to manage 720p to get 1080. Yeah, you're looking at silly figures. So yes, Sanchez may have got a gamer what's-it card, and that'll be fine for his YouTube stuff, but if he tries to stream with it, it will not compete with a PC-based i7 even remotely. Then, if you think about it, a card, what is it, the 60 quid card? 80 quid card maybe? It might even push 120, I'm not sure. Regardless, it's a factor cheaper than a CPU, and you're asking it to effectively do the same stuff. In fact, you're asking it to do less, and you're expecting it to be better. It's not going to happen. You never ask something to do more with less and expect it to be better for cheaper. It's just not the way the world works. Let's see. Nathan says he enjoyed something called XCOM 17, but has a picture of medieval Napoleonic Wars game thing. Oh, he means Mount and Blade Warband. Am I going to do more of those? I may continue that sort of live stream series. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, sorry, I'm focusing a lot on chat today and less on flying my ship. I don't know whether that's a good thing or not. I mean, I'm always concerned that I don't focus enough on chat. But it's normally very difficult to focus on chat. This is one of the few games where, you know, I can leave it running slow and it doesn't really matter. Ooh. That's the target. I mean, it probably depends on the kind of person. Some people want to see you play the game, some people want to hear you talk. Some people want a bit of both. It's trying to strike that balance. I guess you're never going to please everyone. Oh, and apparently the answer to my Twitter question I put out at the weekend, which was how many games of a live stream of a new series can I record before I actually put the first one up for anyone to watch? Apparently the answer to that is 5. So if you want some more insightful comments like that, you will have to subscribe to my Twitter. Blatant pushing there. Okay, we're slowly gaining on it. Now if 11 kilometers was the closest, I need to start killing off this relative speed now. So then I can start boosting straight towards it. Okay, now we want to turn and face it. Hey ship, where are you going? Don't auto-steer yourself back towards the planet. Stupid thing. Right, there we go. Now we spin around ready to slow down again. Someone's asking if they were accepted to join the 77Y. I went through all of the applications about 4 or 5 hours ago. I will check them again after the live stream. You should have a response on them that tells you what you have to do next. Nobody is accepted at that point. They'll have to do something else, but I'm not going to tell you what, because if you've got to that stage, it will tell you what you have to do. So go read your application. More reading, less asking. It's always a good motto when you're around me. The next induction sessions for 77Y applicants are always on Tuesdays. And I do all of the applications on the website on Mondays so that they have a day to find out. and the induction session is right before training, which is why we have it at that time, because they come along, they get inducted, they do their first training session. That way we don't throw them into an event and start yelling orders at them and they go, what's that one mean? Actually, anyone who has Napoleonic Wars, I would like to refer you to my latest video on my YouTube channel, which is talking about changes that are going on in the community at the moment, which you will want to get involved with, because people are going to be representing you, and if you don't vote for the people you want, you have no idea who those people are going to be. There's more than 100 people in the 77Y, correct? That doesn't mean they all show up at the same time. Everybody has a real life. We've got like 150 members, but very rarely do we get over 100 people show up for any one event other than training, and obviously training there's no opposition, so we can quite happily fit them in the server. If we do have more than 100 show up, then that is done on a first come first serve basis. Basically, whoever joins the channel first and fills up the slots gets to play. There's no... We don't go, oh, you're a cadet, get out, someone else is playing. If the cadet was there on time and somebody else wasn't, that's their problem. It's very much like our actual events. The events we host, we make the other regiments get in, you know, it's first come first serve. I sit there all day and write down, well, sometimes I use the logs, write down the order that regiments join in. If they really want the spot, they will show up early enough to get it. The latecomers who may or may not show up, that's their problem if they miss out. I would rather have regiments that are actually, you know, keen to take part and willing to just have their computer AFK in the channel all day. You can have other tabs open, you don't have to solely sit in our TeamSpeak. You know, it just means that they're actually going to show up, they're not going to leave halfway through, they've made a commitment to come and play, and you know they're going to be there. Ewan, it's not just as simple as getting a capture card. If you just get any standard capture card, you normally need a second PC. You need to be very specific about what you want to get from this card and what you're expecting it to do, and then go and research a lot. Do I talk to every applicant on Tuesday? Yep, I induct absolutely everyone. There have been maybe 3 occasions in the last year where I haven't been available and Aztir has done it instead. And then after the induction they go to cadet training, which is, you know, cadets are trained separately from the rest of the regiment, so they get all the basic training they need, they're completely focused on. And I take that personally. So every cadet is trained by me. Once they prove that they can both melee, shoot and follow orders, they get promoted out of cadet school and join one of the other parts of the regiment and go train with them. So you can get out of cadet school in 1 week, on your first week there, if you have the abilities. If you're then willing to go and learn, the rest of the regiment will train you in everything you need to get out in the second week. It's the people who are too lazy to go and learn. You know, they don't go put in the effort. They're the people that stay cadets for weeks on end. Some people, you know, they're unfortunate, they have bad connections and they end up staying. But cadets are allowed in all of the events just like everybody else, so they're not at any real disadvantage. There have been a couple of cadets that have actually requested can they be demoted back to cadets so they can come back to the cadet training instead of the regular one, but We won't mention their reasons why. Yeah, if you want to find a day where Malakith is extremely stressed Malakith, Tuesday evening will be it. Because there's 20 to 30 new applicants every week, and you can guarantee at least one of them is just full-on stupid retard, to be perfectly honest. It's I can't find the server. Why can't you find the server? Oh, I can't find any servers. So why did you apply to a game where you can't find any servers? I thought it might appear. Oh. Have you patched? Oh, I had to patch? No. Strangle. You know. It'd be fine if he was on his own, but I'm trying to deal with 29 other people, and I have 1 hour to do it in before training starts. And then halfway through, 8 people will show up late and go, oh, sorry, I missed the time. Can I do it now instead? It's like, I've got these 30 people. 2 are being idiots. And then 8 random people show up that have to start the process from the beginning. Stress. Head explosion. Any tips for Tuesday? So that I don't get stressed. Okay, 1, know how to join a server. 2, know how to change your character name. 3, know how to use your eyes and look at the symbol of a flag. 4, have Steam. 5, have TeamSpeak. The whole process is, you join TeamSpeak, I tell you to join a server, I tell you to change your name, I tell you to change your flag to a specific flag, you then rejoin the server, I go, oh yeah, that's right. Off you go to TeamSpeak. I then have to add you on Steam, send you an invite, accept your application, and you're done. It should be a 3-minute process. When there is somebody there who knows, you know, has half a brain cell, it can take 3 minutes. Some people there will stretch it out for 3 weeks because they're incapable of doing it in 3 hours worth of time, at which point I just reject them because they're clearly not going to behave at all well in an organised regiment if they can't do those 6 simple steps. And the reason we can't split them up is because that process is the way we control who is active and who isn't really in. Basically, if you have TeamSpeak permissions, then you are genuinely in the regiment. If you don't have TeamSpeak permissions, you're faking. So they have to go through that specific process, and that's why we keep it locked down and only a few people can possibly do it. Nope, a 77Y member cadet applicant doesn't have to talk at any time, you only have to be able to listen. If you don't have a microphone, that is not a problem. Obviously you won't be leading any lines, but you are more than welcome to still apply. Right, let's find where the counter burn is for this thing at the moment, because we're not even remotely near it. There. What was the time again, Tuesday? It's all on the website. Go to the 77Y Regiment website or just Google 77Y. It'll be the only one on, or should be the first one that comes up. You have to make a forum account, make an application form. I then reply to that application form and tell you, you know, show up at this time at this place with all the details, and then I see you on Tuesday. And no, I will never make a video of training because I have far too much fun laughing at how 90% of the community thinks the shooting system works, and I am not going to correct them otherwise. Why do I ask nationality? Because people are completely incapable of telling the time. They go, I'm 12, I'm American, my time zone is central. That means at, what time would that be for them? 1 o'clock in the afternoon? They go, yeah, I can attend events. And I go, really? So what about school? And they go, oh yeah, I forgot about that. I didn't realise the time. And then I go, reject, because they can't show up to the compulsory training. Or my favourite one the other day, we actually changed the form so they have to do a yes or no question to yes I understand or no I do not understand. A giant block of text that says you understand, you must attend Tuesday trainings every week, even after you get promoted. They are compulsory for absolutely everyone. If you do not accept this, blah 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 blah, you are liable to be removed from the regiment, etc etc. So many people go, yep, I understand this, and then tick no to being able to attend the regimental training on the very next box. It's just like, seriously people, what are you doing? It's like, I think your brain just leaked all over your keyboard. Please leave. Oh, it doesn't have to be in fine print at the bottom of the agreement. I could have it in bold capitals in a pop-up box that screams it at their face at full volume on their computer. They still would tick yes, I understand, and then tick no, I can't attend training. So yes, if any of my replies on YouTube ever seem a little short, it's because I have to deal with this kind of stuff. Unfortunately, it makes me a lot more agitated than I would like it to. And I apologise for anyone who's been on the receiving end of some unnecessary short this on my part. But when you have that every day, combined with YouTube comments, combined with 80 people adding you on Steam going, I want to play this game, why aren't you doing this game, please do this game is awesome. Mind melt. I can't well, Total Biscuit must just completely shutter himself out from ever interacting with anyone, to be perfectly honest, the amount of people he's got. Do I find 95% of these issues are with Canadians and Americans? I find 95% of these issues are with people outside of Europe. There have been numerous applications from Australians who, when I point out they're going to have to get up at 3 AM in the morning to play, they go, oh, didn't realise that. I'm sure that's just because there is probably an equally stupid amount of people in Europe who don't understand, but by pure luck of it being in their time zone or close enough to their time zone that it doesn't matter, they get away with not having their stupidity realised to the general community. Okay, we're finally closing in on this stupid space station. Way! After nearly intercepting with a docking port. Less mentioned about that the better, I think. This has probably been the longest mission I've ever done. Mainly because I've just been busy talking, but never mind. It's been good fun. What is my funniest moment in gaming? That would have to be Air Attack. About 8 years ago, there was a Battle of Britain event. Now, Air Attack was like, it was one of the closest things you would ever get to an MMO flight sim. It didn't have progression really, but you know, it was a lot of people. And normally you just played against each other and it wasn't too much of a problem. For this one event, they put in massive waves of AI bombers on a Britain and France map. And it was pretty much real scale, maybe, you know, toned down a bit. And you were all in realistic sized wings of planes. So, you know, there's like you and 4 of your mates in Hurricanes. You've got 600 bullets, or whatever a standard Hurricane loadout is. And you just see these radar warnings telling you enemy bombers inbound, scramble, scramble, scramble. You go, you know, you take off, you're like, yeah, we can do this. It's only a few bombers, we'll be fine. And then you see sort of 240 bombers in massive V formations just flooding the horizon, and I don't think it was Chadman, but whoever I was with in the TeamSpeak, it was just like the amount of expletives coming out of their mouth as they saw this thing on the horizon coming towards them and realised they were going to have to fly into the middle of it with 600 bullets, which was barely enough to take down maybe 3 of them. And just the first time you engage, you're flying through that many planes, all with belly guns and side guns and top guns, all just trying to shoot you down. It was complete chaos. And this was with Roger Wilco, which was the thing before TeamSpeak, which crackles like a real radio. It's horrible quality. But it really fitted that sort of setting. You think War Thunder, but less of the 10 people per team and more of the hundreds of people per team. And a lot worse graphics. I will admit that. Fighter Ace was the follow-up series, which was actually made by the people who made War Thunder, but that's unfortunately stopped as well now. They've gone smaller scale with War Thunder. I don't really like it for that reason, but it's still a good game. Yep, I will be doing a bit of War Thunder after this, don't worry. I'm just trying to get this docking right, seeing as it's taken so long to get here. I don't want to screw it up. It would be worse graphics than the Napoleonic Wars. Bear in mind this was sort of 10 years ago. You know, this was on 28k modems. For anyone who's never been through that period, you are very, very lucky with what you get today, is all I will say. Do the air propulsion things use fuel? Yeah, if we look up here, monopropellant is the RCS fuel. That's the little pressurised air that you see. Oxidizer and liquid fuel are the proper engines. The other really fun time that I've had recently in gaming was in the new series that I'm not going to tell you until it releases because it would spoil the fun. In episode 4 of it, so you won't even get to see it anytime soon. There was a very, very, very nice sort of time I had there. You'll hear me say at the end of it, I really enjoyed that. That's the only clue I'm going to give you because it would give it away otherwise. It was just a challenge for a change. I like being challenged. And not in a, I'm going to, like, Command and Conquer as a game. It challenged you by cheating. You know, it would instant build things. It would just spam units out of magically nowhere. You know, that's not a challenge. That's the game cheating. I like to be challenged within the rules of the game, if that makes sense. I'm very much a rules-based person, as anyone who's watched Napoleonic Wars and seen me shouting about the event rules all the damn time has probably gathered. It's a recording that won't actually be out for about a month yet, Nathan, unfortunately. While we're on the topic of Steam, guys, adding me on Steam is a really bad idea. Every week I have to delete 30 people to make room for the 30 new cadets that want to apply. Now usually that is the previous week's cadets, but sometimes it's just whoever I don't recognise the name of. If you ever want to actually get a hold of me and talk to me, TeamSpeak is by far the best way of doing so. Okay, now just... Oh, no, that's not the way I wanted to... No, that way. Okay, now can we see the point I'm aiming for yet? No, not really. It's still the wrong one. That's the one I want. Will you hear me laugh in the episode that I just released? I haven't released yet. I don't know. I don't think I do, to be honest. Is it similar to Fighter Race? It's not the same scale. They've gone for instanced fights of like 10 or 15 players a team instead of Fighter Races, you know, massive open arenas, which, you know, I dislike. I prefer the Fighter Race thing. Okay, there's the target. Let's quickly spin this around. Oh, come on. So I can kill off all relative movement. Okay, so we should be fairly stationary relative to it. Oh, or maybe not. Have I found anything similar to Fighter Race that I enjoy? No, unfortunately not. It's a genre that died out horribly, unfortunately. I think War Thunder is the closest you will get. Whoa, 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 whoa. Look cute. Stay stationary. This is going to be annoying. It's twisting all over the place. Okay, let's try something cheeky. You point there. And it's up to you. Control from here. Point it there. Okay. Stop spinning, you stupid ship. I wish they would hold their position instead of turning to do whatever the hell they want. Doesn't help the camera view is terrible. Okay, and then swap back to the other ship and point it at it again. I don't think the ship has SAS, which is probably half the problem. Hello? There we go. And now that ship's drifting again. Be much easier if these stayed stickies. God, come on. Stop twisting around like an idiot. Now this one's going to overshoot. Oh. Okay. I need to kill off the relative velocity. Although every time I try to maneuver towards the stupid thing, it changes. Ah. Right, let's lock that one there. Let's steer this one, because this one doesn't have SAS. So I think this one's being the most stupid of them. Right. Seriously? What is it steering from? No. There we go. No, wrong way. Right. So that way and that way. This is stressing me out, seriously. What is this ship doing? Okay, let's turn and face that thing, shall we? This one at least holds its position, so Line it up. Seriously, ship, what are you doing? Okay, let's do this slightly differently. Docking mode. Which won't work because I again don't have SAS. Why did I not put SAS on this module? No, come on. There. Right, now, fix the upwards movement. We don't need so much of that. Which way are we floating? That one and that one. Come on. If I keep that in line, it looks like it might work. Come on, grab it. No, missed. Ah, ruined it. Okay, let's fix this. That one. Okay. What is this ship doing? Okay, let's swap to the other one. Set as target. Set as target. Okay, let's see if we can't that way. Come on. Stupid ship. Stop screaming, Kerbals. Oh. Come on, stick. Yes. Nah, let's hit itself before it shakes itself to death. Way. Oh, that was stressful. Right, and on that note, I have had enough of Kerbal for today. So, we will bring the live stream of Kerbal to a close, and I'm going to move on to War Thunder. So, to the people on YouTube watching Kerbal, thanks for watching. Sorry it took so long to achieve that, but, well, you saw how fiddly that was. So, I hope you'll forgive me. Thanks for watching. See those guys later.